The U.S. State Department is the latest government agency to weigh in on the controversial Keystone XL Pipeline. While federal officials had no major objections, they fell short of giving a green light to the project. While not recommending approval of the pipeline, the report concluded that the project was unlikely to have a substantial impact on the environment or oil sands production. Despite the neutral response, those opposed to the project continued to express their concern. The originally proposed route was nearly 1,700 miles long and crossed the environmentally sensitive Ogallala Aquifer in Nebraska. Last year, the state's Republican Governor Dave Heineman was joined by several Cornhusker State residents who strongly objected to the proposed pathway.
President Obama, please vote no for the pipeline and yes for clean water for Nebraska and our neighboring states. Please, save your children and grandchildren because they will remember your choice. Thank you for your time.
TransCanada, the Alberta-based oil company that owns the pipeline, decided to split the project into two sections to avoid further delays. The newly proposed route, truncated by nearly 50%, is expected to move tar sands crude 875 miles from Alberta, Canada to Steel City, Nebraska. From the stateside terminal, the sour crude will move to Cushing, Oklahoma via the 2-year-old central leg of the XL project. The Cushing terminal will pump the estimated 800,000 barrels per day of tar sands oil from Canada and the Bakken in North Dakota to refineries in the Gulf of Mexico via the Endeavor's southern leg. If all goes according to plan, the project will be completed sometime late this year. Because the newly proposed route through Nebraska avoids the sensitive aquifer, Governor Heineman has withdrawn his objection to the pipeline. The State Department issued the 2,000-page opinion because the pipeline would cross an international border. The report concludes the $3.3 billion project would create more than 42,000 U.S. jobs during the 2-year construction period. In addition to construction of the pipeline, new electrical transmission and power substations would be required. The project is expected to generate an estimated $65 million in use and sales taxes in the states crossed by the pipeline. TransCanada has applied for a presidential permit, which, if granted, would authorize the proposed pipeline to cross the United States-Canadian border. The last permit was denied by President Obama at the beginning of 2012. A recent Fox News poll shows support for the project reached a new high as 70% now support construction and 23% are against it. The increase is up from a 67% approval rating a year ago. With the publishing of the report, a 45-day comment period begins, allowing the public to have its say on the project.